Hello everybody, Hassan here, engineer, MBA, and investor. And in today's video, I want to make a different type of video that will talk about Drake' latest album title has Certified Lover Boy. I want to talk about Netflix documentary on Bruce Jenner, or known as Kathleen Jenner today. And I want to make some parallels with what we teach in this channel, what we take a look at when we talk about investments, when we talk about long term thinking, when we talk about being patient, disciplined, and really reinventing yourself, right? So these are high level topics that you can sort of make parallels with different branches in our industry. I want to talk about all of that. Before we do that, guys, before we dive into today's interesting video, please do like this video. Smash that like button, destroy that like button. It's quick, it's free, it's easy, really does help the channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. We have way above 1,000 subscribers today, and I'm so happy. We made a video yesterday. If you haven't watched it, please do so. Very happy with the support. I love this community. Thank you so much, guys. We together, we will help you, your friends, your family, your investors, and in return, you could also help me by leaving feedback, comments, inputs, your thoughts about any of our videos, even in today's video, which I think will get some quite some nice attention from different people in our community. So Drake released his latest album yesterday. It broke records on Spotify. Drake's album title has Certified Lover Boy. Obviously, everybody knows Drake. He is Canadian. So shout out to all Canadians. I am Canadian, obviously. But besides that, Drake is really known in the hip hop industry, in the rap industry, in the R&B industry is really known. And I have tremendous respect for Drake. I think when I started listening to Drake, I think it was like late 2000s. I knew everybody knew there was something special about this guy, and just the fact he kept making beautiful albums, beautiful songs. And I think it's really amazing, guys, that you can keep reinventing yourselves. And as you grow, as you mature as a human being, you can learn so much. And again, you can stay on top of your perfection, your craft, and by reinventing yourself, right? And I think that's a beautiful topic to talk about, right? It's like we often talk about researching companies, building conviction, making, being wealthy, obviously. But this is done through reinventing yourselves, right? You cannot stick with a single strategy for like 20, 30 years, right? You have to, read books, you have to read articles, you have to listen to other YouTubers, you have to see what's going on in the space. You have to reinvent yourself, right? And it doesn't necessarily mean shifting yourself 180 degrees. It just maybe mean that you have to take things at different angles at time, depending on the dynamics around our world. We talked about how because of the pandemic, the fiat printing currency, and all assets being inflated, you want to navigate in this new world where you realize that you can't just look at financial balance sheets like you may have been looking at maybe 15, 20 years ago. I know a lot of you investors been in this game for quite a few years, if not decades. So things have changed. If you have experience in these public markets and investing in just general, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And if you're from the newer generation, just know that this current era will not last forever, right? You will have to look at things different angles. You will have to look at companies that are valued differently in such ways for you to adopt them ultimately, because ultimately, like I said, you have to reinvent yourself, just like what we're seeing Drake here, just doing with his album. It's just amazing. I've been listening to his song, Drake, Fountains, right, with Thames. And I think this is an upcoming singer here, and I think it's just beautiful. It's a beautiful song. It's quite inspiring. And like I said, we can draw parallels with different industries, specifically with artists like Drake. I know a lot of you guys are not into R&B, rap, hip hop, whatever. You might not be a fan of Drake for all the memes or whatever, but you gotta admit it. You gotta put respect on his name. This guy's been in this industry for well over a decade. It's never been done before. Usually, you have a one hit single, and that's pretty much it for most artists. Maybe you have one nice album, or maybe max two albums, but then you disappear. But Drake keeps reinventing himself. He's adopting these strategies to involve newer generations, like 17, 18 years old. And I was in Toronto the other day, and honestly, Toronto, is a city really, literally when you think about Toronto, you think about Drake. It's quite impressive that, this guy was able to, reinvent a whole city, and it is what it is. I just think it's amazing. It's quite fitting, quite inspiring, and quite motivational, to be honest. There's only one Drake, and he keeps reinventing himself. So kudos to him. You guys can listen to his album. It's free on YouTube if you guys want to, or on Spotify. I think they're breaking records. I think he broke records. Like, it was announced like a few hours ago on Spotify for most played hits. And this is another fun topic here, like Bruce Jenner. Obviously, this is for older generations. They are aware of this athlete, today known as Kathleen Jenner. So I think a lot of you guys may know her now as Kathleen Jenner. Obviously, she is a woman now, but she was not always a woman. Obviously, she was a man in the past, and this was Bruce Jenner. This Netflix documentary. That basically goes over her life, and basically the first part of her life, it's basically described as Bruce Jenner, or the athlete. Obviously, Bruce Jenner won the decathlon event gold medal in Montreal Olympics. Fun fact, it's really crazy, the Montreal Olympics in 76, they didn't actually finish the Olympic Stadium, right? So I don't know if you guys know this, but the Olympic Stadium today in Montreal, I just live beside it actually, not too far. And you have this arching type of establishment, right? And for the 1976 Olympics, it wasn't even finished. So that's quite interesting and a little bit embarrassing for the city. But anyways, that's off topic here. But all to say that he won the gold medal and he worked so hard. You can see that in this document, like I said, on Netflix. And again, we draw parallels from this type of documentary, this type of storyline, because it's so inspirational. Inspirational, like this guy was having different thoughts internally over the years, decades in his first part of life, and Bruce Jenner, obviously, he won the medal. He worked so hard for the Montreal Olympics, and you see that journey in that documentary. And to me, I just find really inspiring, to be motivational, and I think it puts things in perspective, like discipline, what it means to be really focused. And I think we all have our troubles in our lives. I think no one's perfect. We all have boiling issues in our personal lives, whether that's in private or public lives. And there's always issues we have. No one's perfect, right? Whether that's financial issues, personal issues, relationship issues, family issues, social relationships, health issues. Many of us have many issues, and I think this type of documentary, like I said, it puts things in perspective as to you can take those what you call weaknesses and put them for your greatest strengths, right, and achieve great things. And the fact he won the gold medal here was quite inspiring. I really found that inspiring, and myself as an athlete, I know many of you are athletes as well. I think you'll find that definitely inspiring, but you don't have to be an athlete. I think it's just the storyline. I think it's amazing. Again, I didn't want to comment on the whole Kathleen versus Bruce, like the whole switch of gender. That's not the point here. The point is that if you work in something, if you're disciplined in something, if you really want something, no matter what the issues are boiling in your head or in your life, you can make it happen with enough efforts, discipline. And I think you can apply that in genomics. You can apply that with different assets, Bitcoin, Tesla, whatever your investments are. You want to research, really be really disciplined about it, right? And that takes time, that takes effort. Yes, you'll have less time to watch movies, you'll have less time to read books or whatever, less time to have fun, less time for drinking with your buddies. But ultimately, if you want to make a change in your life, if you want something great to happen in your life, there are some decisions you have to make, and this requires discipline, work ethic. It requires patience, and that's what we see from individuals like Drake, and that's what we see from individuals like today called as Kathleen Jenner when she was Bruce Jenner. Even today, how she is. So quite inspiring, quite really motivational. I hope you guys, find some parallels to that. I don't know, like maybe I'm just being rambling here. Let me know in comments below if you guys have any artists, athletes, actors, celebrities, or even could be private individuals in your lives, in private life, your family, friends, people you acquainted. Let me know in the comments below what type of parallels you can make, what you learned from them, the greatest lessons. Let me know. It's a different type of video. I wanted to make that in a beautiful Saturday here, change things a little bit. Again, if you found value from it, guys, do like this video, subscribe if you haven't. Over 1,000 subscribers, thank you very much. I've been repeating that, but I'll keep repeating that. I'm so happy. We started with 0 subscriber. It's been organic growth. The support has been amazing, and this community is amazing. I love you guys, and I know and I hope you guys love me back. So thank you very much for watching, and we will see each other tomorrow on a beautiful Sunday. It's a long weekend in Canada. It's the Labor weekend. I have 2 weeks off from my day job, so hopefully we'll have a lot more time together. Again, always read your comments, and I'll try to reply to every single comment out there. Thank you very much for watching, and have a beautiful Saturday, guys. Get some sunshine out there. Thank you for watching. Thank you.